All right, hello everyone. Good morning. Oh, so we're joining from everywhere. So good morning, good evening. Um, I'm excited to be speaking at today's session, and it is a very special topic for me today because we're talking about the power of possibility. I'd like to keep this an interactive session. Just speak up and anything that you have to say because this is specifically about empowering women with Power Platform. My name is Sailaja Mantripragada. A little bit about me. So I'm a Power Platform specialist. I've been working with Microsoft technologies for the last 20 years. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. I blog at lowcodepower.com. Mom of two boys, so I'm hands full. And I am a big time low code evangelist. So that makes today's session really special. This is more about power of possibilities than being a technical session. So let's get started. So we have a new era of innovation, right? Low code is a completely new shift from traditional low code environments. So at one point, uh, we are not generalizing here. We do know that there are amazing women in low code, proper code, but historically, technological innovations have been created so women by choice or by um, various reasons, whatever that could be. Coding as a profession has been mostly male dominated for a really long time. What that did to professions for women is since we are really empathetic, really good communication skills, women are really strong with some special essential skills. So we excel from HR to business analysis to healthcare, every other word. Coding was a little away, so that made us look for solutions for a really long time. So, what Power Platform or other low code technologies do to today's world is they open access to building great digital solutions. So, what that means. So, when you didn't have the coding hat on you, syndrome sets in, right? You're not quite sure. You because now you're in healthcare, for example, or HR, you spent a few years in your profession, you know what's not going right, you know the pain points, but you need to reach out to IT, go through the whole bureaucracy and try to find a way to solve a problem. Today, what happens is Power Platform, from Power Apps to Power BI to um, AI Builder, Copilot, what they do is they quickly spin up a solution because you do not have to do business analysis. You are not a coder meeting the customer, you are the customer. You know the pain point. So all you do is just grab the tool and start building, right? And quick wins are now women realize they can build without permission. You do not permission. All you need is some intention to learn the tool and understand what it brings to the table and what you as a woman, the reason I say woman specifically is there's enormous amount of knowledge or perspective that we as women bring to the table that is valuable for the entire ecosystem of applications. So that digital confidence. Now let's see what kind of tools we can build or what kind of applications we can build without deep coding. So Power Platform has a bunch of tools, Power Apps. Power Apps builds apps without deep coding. Now, even more so with the advent of Copilot, it's become easier and actually more than easier, I would say it's ready in your hands. You could use natural language, talk to the agent and say, this is where I am, this is what I want to do, help me. And it immediately gets you on board with tasks. And Power Automate, it allows you to remove repetitive manual work. It allows you to build workflows that have otherwise been manual processes that you have to use email back and forth without proper, what do you say, version control of what was said latest, right? So Power Automate allows you to automate all your repetitive work. Power BI allows you to turn your data into insight and influence. And Power Virtual Agents, which is now Copilot Studio, allows you to design conversations and chatbots and user force. This is for everybody, but like I said, it's our perspective and empathy and other factors that add to the whole ecosystem. So let's see some real examples of impact. So I have seen nurses directly. I spoke to a few healthcare professionals. There are different healthcare professionals that would, with some hand holding, would be able to create patient waiting time. Um, there are a lot of NGOs that do a lot of stuff, you know, manually, or it's expensive for them to spend on really cumbersome tools they will be able to hire. Volunteer coordination, donor dashboards, multiple things that NGOs can create. HR is highly benefited by low-code development. Onboarding processes can be now automated by non-IT professionals. And mentors tracking cohort growth. So imagine, so we're talking about group, right? We could pick a person that's starting out, and somebody could build a mentor, a tracking application where we can see how well this cohort has been faring, what are some mentor pain points, what is some mentee feedback, things like that. So possibilities are endless. And this is something I know we are in this mentor mentee co-presentation today, and I cannot talk enough about the importance and the influence of mentorship as a catalyst. We are one set of developers who have worked our way trying to figure out what's next for ourselves and learned along the way. Not everybody has been fortunate. I didn't have a mentor myself until very recently. We have had amazing people hold our hands on the way during our careers, but intentional mentorship and intentional menteeship, we don't use that word, but what I mean is going out there and seeking mentors and seeking guidance is something that's beyond just technical knowledge that you get. So mentorship transfers belief, not just knowledge. It And then when women are mentoring other women, it accelerates inclusion. And when you see that somebody else has tread the same path, they've grappled with similar um, you know mental blocks and things like that, it's definitely empowering to quickly take a turn and say, I can do it too. Right? So community learning amplifies progress really to kind of 10 times than what you do alone. Right? And I like just mention and talk about a few global women leaders in power platform that we've seen. Donna Sarkar, she has been a catalyst talking about imposter syndrome, why it is important to not self sabotage yourself, and that it's such a common thing. Even after you become successful, even after you've done like 100 presentations and speaking engagements, when you get on stage, there are nerves, there are jitters. You just pass that and go through it. So Donna Sakar has been really influential in that space. April Dunning, from being a developer to being an advocate of everything Power Platform. Um, Manuela Pitcher, she brings inclusive design to low code. And Audrey Gordon, she's been teaching and been part of community leadership. She's part of the Power Platform CAT team at Microsoft and does amazing things for the community. These are just some names we've been meeting many, many women who have been uplifting. And another slide talking about community and collaboration. Um, when we, I think it's a good idea to just meet up with more women, like how we are doing these sessions. It's also a great idea to do some co-building sessions. Just get with other women and start co-building what works and what doesn't, and not judging each other, no gatekeeping, just pure sharing knowledge and being useful to each other. I think that kind of community and collaboration, it's like combined studies that we used to call in school, right? It's just getting together with friends and coding or building problem solving is much more empowering. And I've also seen that there, there are many professions that would pay a limited amount, and just acquainting yourself with Power Platform and M365 and the entire arsenal of Microsoft tools immediately uplifts your profile, your resume, and there's a high demand for Power Platform globally. You can, depending on where you are in your career, in your life, you are able to freelance, you have consulting opportunities, and low code pros earn competitive rates without traditional development background. You could be an MBA, you could be coming out of community college, doing great work for any organization in any industry. You're in manufacturing, supply chain, finance, no matter what, when you say that you're adding value to the marketplace by implementing solutions that take less time and that are agile and have speed, you are immediately increasing your value and worth in the marketplace and are able to earn more and equal without having to have a traditional degree in computer science. And certifications, brand building, just saying, just getting out there and being visible increases your earning potential. So, and the journey It's amazing when you start from a learner and become a leader. When you see that you've once been a learner and then now you're empowering, this is the journey, right? So you'll, and once you share, you're empowering many more people. You mentor other people, other women to tread the same path, and then you start leading. So women transition from users to change makers, um, and you know, even building leadership in innovation, because some parts of innovation, it's not just car manufacturing that needs innovation, right? Running an NGO could be as corporate as it can get. And those kind of things need to be done from a mindset of empathy. So leadership emerging from low code innovation is a huge uh, game changer. So I just like to say, let's not wait for permission to build. It's no longer limited. Innovation is no longer limited by coding abilities. Step in and start building. Actually, I have a slide to sum up, but another piece I wanted to add to this is use generative AI as your best friend. Uh, as much as I spoke about mentorship and community, before you get there, if you're feeling, you could be an introvert, you could be a shy person, if you're concerned, I just this morning spoke to Copilot, the voice, the voice. I call it the voice consultant. So the voice agent in Copilot is amazing. It just talks to you like it's your best friend, guides you, just encourages you, gives you data points, everything. So just go utilize all the generative AI. Don't be scared. This notion of AI is going to replace my job will not do anything to us. So to sum it up, let's just not let's not just use technology, let's shape it. And there are some things that are not in these slide deck. I don't know how I forgot things like responsible AI, building responsible AI, and uh, building accessible applications is something that women can be amazing at, because right now most of the work is being done by men. And it is important, not just women, we're talking about all kinds of demographics, all kinds of inclusivity that we need in the new technologies that are emerging, and building responsible AI, where once you ask a question and it's not biased towards a gender, towards a community. So leading with empathy is a valuable game changer in my mind. And so let's embrace technology and start building solutions. And thank you. That's a short one for you. And we can take questions and discuss on this.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your presentation. I'm going to open it up for the rest of the folk on this call. Do you have any questions?
Even if there are no questions, it's a good idea to just talk and express what you think about this topic. That's good too.
Hi, Sailaja. How are you? We know each other for a long time, but I think I really appreciate this topic. I think it's really helpful. It gives you the information about this Power Platform and how, as women, we can navigate into learning more and getting better. So, when you mentioned about a generative AI, would you be able to share more like tools or ways to learn it more?
Sure, we should do another session totally about it. But to begin with, I really started loving the Copilot voice agent. I even use it in the car, like just get this, this click on the mic and it starts talking to you and say anything to it, right? I mean, you could just say, I am so new to this whole Gen AI. Can you help me understand? From there to I have this problem that I'm trying to solve. Can we just brainstorm on what are the different ways to approach? So the tools, first tool I'd like to say is Copilot. Sometimes I think getting a premium uh, is that an echo or is something? Okay, so yeah, getting just Copilot is one thing, and ChatGPT. Perplexity is another tool. I mean, I'm sure we know that each vendor is coming up with their own copilot or own version of generative AI. So there's Gemini, and there's Copilot, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok. Just instead of overwhelming yourself, I'd say just start with one tool and you can get going from there. I think that's I would do that because as much as when you get on LinkedIn, it's each person talks about a certain technology. It's changing so much. It's a moving target. So just start with one tool, and yeah, I'll try to share this presentation and add more resources as a separate slide.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Or any more general comments, really, about the topic? No? No worries. If there's nothing, then I'll give you back 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Sailaja, for your presentation. It's always nice to hear from you, so thank you for also signing up for this. For those, I wish you an amazing day ahead of you and a great weekend.